welcome back to Mancave Moment, show about life, sports, drink, and whatever the hell else we want to talk about. Thanks for joining us. And this week's topic, we're diving into
March Madness!
Loving it, super excited. You know, we try to record our episodes in the middle of the week, so we're going to record this on Wednesday. Try and get it out to you guys the next day, tomorrow, Thursday, or Friday. So we are going to make some picks. Some of these picks may have already happened by the time you watch this, so please grade us on that. Leave them in the comments. But, really today we're just going to kind of dive into the brackets. I got to get mine pulled up and kind of see where it takes us.
So how are you feeling about today's beverages?
Today's beverages are fantastic. Please make sure you catch Flying High with the Goose for your local bartender to explain to you what the hell happened.
Yeah, we did a little bit different. I already filmed the segment. We'll get it edited in later.
Yep.
Man, tasty though. It's really tasty today.
Yes.
Real tasty. So,
yes.
Man, this week could not be a better week than to have March Madness, St. Patty's Day on Friday.
I'm looking forward to it.
Neither of us are working on Friday.
No, not at all.
We are going to have a great Friday. Friday, the early session, your house, 3 TVs going.
3 TVs.
I won't be able to be there till about 1:15, 1:30 because I'm dropping off my youngest at preschool.
Yep.
So you should be in good form by then.
Well, I will be getting back shortly before you. I've got actually got a couple appointments and an early lunch with a former coworker, and so I should be getting home around 12:30, 12:45.
Nice.
I'll get all the TVs turned on and get CBS going on something, and then when you get there, we'll go ahead and log into the other shit that I will.
You should already have it logged into your computer though. Or on your TV.
I might on one, not on all of them, I don't think.
And then for the evening, at the break, we'll get some food ordered, and then we'll come to my house.
Yep.
And we'll sit in my basement and drink my wonderful bourbon selection.
Oh, very tasty.
Yeah. And then we'll kind of go from there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Tomorrow is Thursday.
Round 1, and round 3, whatever you're going to call it.
I don't know. Do you call it round 3? Do you call it...
No. So here's the thing, right? There's the first 4. Right? Those are called play-in games.
I agree with that.
No matter what you say, they're a play-in game to get to round 1. This isn't round 1, and then now we're in round 2. No, we are officially round 1 when the 64 teams of this tournament start.
I really hope they don't expand this, because then it just becomes a participation award. Because they're talking about going up to 138 or whatever. No, 140. What's 64 and 2? Is that 130?
128?
Yeah, that one. They were talking about...
Or 132 would be 68 times 2.
Yeah, no, 64.
Okay, so 128.
Yeah, and
I think that becomes crazy.
At that point, that's a participation award.
That's a third of the... What are there, 350?
Give or take.
Colleges that are Division I that have basketball programs.
Correct.
Yeah, that's...
I really hope it doesn't go there. I think that'll take away from the basketball tournament.
I agree. I agree.
And a lot of those teams that are going to be out in the first round, like boom, boom, boom.
I don't think we have to go there, as if we could see college basketball start to do what we're seeing in college football and create mega conferences. If we end up with 4 or 6 mega conferences and then 6 small conferences, then you got 12 automatic bids. Now you can field the rest of the field with... The problem is, 32 of these teams, I believe, are automatic bids. Now, they're still coming out of the Big Ten and the ACC.
Okay, I see where you're going with that.
But that's basically limiting the rest of the field to that. So if we have mega conferences where we bring in, like, if you combine, like, let's just use the SEC and the Big Ten and made that into one conference, which again I wouldn't suggest doing.
That's going to be over 30 teams.
Correct. Yeah. But you have one winner out of there. Now you've got a lot more at-larges. It makes the committee's job harder.
Right.
But
I don't think the committee gets it right every year anyway.
I definitely agree with that.
We'll dig into that a little bit later. Normally, it goes in one team in particular's favor, but this year I think they really got it wrong with a couple of the seedings, and we'll dive into that here in a little bit.
So what are you most excited for? What game? Thursday, Friday, what game are you most excited for?
Well, obviously I'm very biased
You are.
I will pick Duke any game of the week to watch.
Okay.
However, I'm excited to watch Marquette. They are really, really good. They won the Big East this year. Shaka Smart's the head coach.
Okay.
Phenomenal head coach. He was at Texas last.
Uh-huh.
He was at a mid-major.
He fluttered at Texas.
He didn't do good. He did not. I think he jumped up a little bit too high, too fast.
He was at VCU.
VCU, and they're what, A10 maybe?
I think so.
To go from the A10 right into big boy country, he might. I think going to the Big East where he is now would have been a good pit stop for him, and then I think he'd have been ready for the limelight. But as of right now, he's at Marquette. He did really good. I'm excited to watch that game
against Vermont, a 15-2.
The reason I'm excited to watch that is I have not watched Marquette play.
Okay.
Because Marquette doesn't get the
TV
ESPN
exposure.
games. They don't get the CBS games. Every once in a while they might catch it, but for the most part they didn't. Outside of that game, I'm just going to kind of peruse over. I think Arizona State can match up with TCU. At 11-6, but obviously Arizona State has.
They still got to win today.
They
I've got Nevada winning that game.
That's because you're biased and you love all things Nevada.
I do. I go Wolfpack.
I can see Penn State taking out Texas A&M as a 10-7. 10-7. I don't know much about Utah State to pick them over Missouri for that 10-7. Michigan State, USC should be really good.
I'm excited for that one.
But I'm going to give the edge to Michigan State only because they probably have a top 3 postseason coach in the history of college basketball and Tommy I.
I agree.
So I would probably stay away from that upset on that particular bracket. And the last, you've got Northwestern, Boise State. I'm almost going to take Boise State just because Northwestern had a very poor showing the last 2 weeks of the season, and I think they're in a little bit of downward spiral, although it's hard for me to pick against Northwestern because of their coach and where he went to college.
Okay.
I'm a homer, I'm telling you.
I know.
And that's why I want to see Arizona State, because I'm also a homer. And
is that Hurley?
That is Hurley.
Okay.
That's the elder Hurley.
I'm excited to see St. Mary's VCU. I think that's going to be a good matchup and a good game.
I could see that.
I'm intrigued, and I kind of I shook my head when the brackets came out. Arizona, Princeton. That to me, if you're looking for a 15-2 upset, that to me is the game.
No, I think Kerr is one of the better point guards in America.
I understand that, but Princeton, I would not want to play Princeton in this tournament.
You're right. I think that Arizona has had a lot of grit and grind this year. UCLA won the Pac-12.
Okay.
Is it Pac-12 or Pac-10? I don't know what it is. They switched it so much, but they won the Pac regular season, and then Arizona held them out in the conference championship. Miami's a very solid team if you get the guards going. But
Drake can score.
Drake can score. Miami likes to run and get out quick.
Okay.
They throttled us down there at Miami.
Yep.
We just came off the win against North Carolina at home, and I just think we thought our shit didn't stink.
Yeah.
And then we got railroaded.
Yeah.
When we played them in the conference championship, we ended up, getting that revenge, if you will.
I'm also looking at Maryland, West Virginia.
I was thinking that too. I wasn't sure.
Maryland, middle of the pack, Big Ten. Upper middle of the pack, Big Ten. West Virginia didn't have a great year, Big 12. But I love to see Huggins' defensive teams play.
I love Huggins. He's a great coach.
Yes, and he does things differently.
He does. I enjoy watching him. North Carolina State.
Okay.
I can see them getting past Baylor as long as their guards.
So you got them upsetting Creighton.
I'm going to have them. I'm going to have them beating Creighton, and I can see them winning their first 2 games as long as their point guards can go off. They are averaging anywhere. I don't know. I won't say anywhere, but they're averaging roughly 20 points a game between the 2 of them. And then they've got DJ Bates, who is just a monster. He is like Big Mike from The Blind Side. He's big like that, but his footwork is very, very good. He is a defensive liability, but his post moves are pretty solid.
Yeah.
So But let's talk South bracket. That is the Alabama bracket. Alabama has the number 1 overall seed, I believe, or was that Houston? I'm pretty sure it was Alabama.
Alabama, I believe, is the
Who do you got coming out of the South region?
That's what I was just getting myself logged in here.
Okay.
So I could pick my bracket on CBS. That's where I haven't filled out.
I haven't filled out mine either. I was going to wait till tomorrow morning.
All these fucking pop-ups, don't like that. I think I'm gonna have Alabama coming out of there.
Okay.
Because I'm not sold on Virginia. I'm not sold on Baylor. I'm pulling the 15-2 Princeton.
Okay, that's a ballsy pick. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah.
I like Virginia in the aspect that they're going to suffocate you on defense.
Okay.
They are not an offensive team whatsoever. But if they can stick their claws in you and hold you to 60 points, they've got a fighter's chance coming out of that bracket.
I'm going to take Alabama coming out of that bracket. I'm going to take San Diego State to beat Virginia.
Round 1, you are?
Round 2.
Oh, round 2.
No. I'm gonna go chalk on San Diego State Charleston, and I'm gonna go chalk on Virginia Furman. Furman.
It's Furman. Yep.
When you get a little older, your eyes go, and they're not as good, so it's harder to see little letters.
All right. So who do you got? Let's go to the Midwest. I'm just gonna go South, Midwest, West, East.
Okay, Midwest. Let's see.
So my top 3 out of the Midwest are obviously going to be Houston. Obviously going to be Texas. Those 2 teams are really solid teams. IU, good team. A little too streaky at times. Miami is a dark horse as the 5 seed. So, I would probably take the Hoosiers as my 3rd favorite team in there. Not quite chalk, but chalk enough.
I'm looking at chalk on this. If Miami survives Drake, I think Miami beats IU.
Both of those teams are super streaky.
Yes.
IU's got a lot of length inside where if you can get Trace Jackson Davis he can dominate the inside game there.
Yeah.
Who's the?
I'm taking Houston coming out of there.
You're taking Houston. I like Texas coming out of the Midwest.
I got Xavier over Texas. I think I'm going to take Xavier over Texas.
It's a solid choice. It's 2-3. I like it. I'm going to take Texas coming out of the Midwest. So I'm going to take Alabama and Texas so far. What's your West look like?
All right, my West. Let's see.
I'm thinking
the upset there.
I'll
go with the upset.
I got St. Mary's in the round 1. I think St. Mary's plays UConn. I think UConn gets through on that one. Okay. That's actually the other Hurley.
Yeah, UConn.
Yep, that's the other Hurley.
Okay.
Iona. I think Iona can give.
I'm taking Iona. I'm gonna have a 12-13 in that next game.
I like Rick. I think Rick's a phenomenal coach. I think he got hosed in Louisville.
Yeah.
But that's a whole other ballgame, and I'm not going to even scratch the surface on that. I like him coming out. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take Gonzaga. I'm gonna take Gonzaga out of the West.
Okay, I'm gonna take UCLA. I'm gonna go with UCLA out of the West. I'm gonna go with TCU over Gonzaga in that second round. I think that might be a.
I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be a great game. I'm taking Gonzaga out of the West though.
Okay.
Let's see if it works. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. No big deal. But I like.
I did pick a 5-12.
5-12 and 7-10 are the biggest.
Yeah, I only picked.
Those are the marquee upsets.
Maybe I should pick the 5-12 upset in the East.
Yeah, I was actually listening to Jay Billis talk.
Yeah,
obviously he went to Duke.
Yeah,
he said that Oral Roberts can give Duke a run for their money.
Gotcha.
But the way Duke is playing right now, and this is where I'm getting into, we got hosed.
Yep.
So the first probably 10 games of the season.
I don't. You're saying Duke shouldn't be a 5 seed?
I think Duke should be a 3 seed.
Oh. Okay.
I don't think they should be a 1 or a 2.
Okay.
I think they should be a 5. And this is why I'm going to say that.
Okay.
During the preseason, if you will,
yeah.
Duke played Purdue and Kansas, played them really tough. ultimately lost both games. We didn't have Derek Whitehead. We didn't have Derek Lively III. Both of them were hurt. Mm-hmm. So we were playing a man down. For the majority of the Purdue game, when we got beat by Purdue in the PK80 tournament, we were within 5 up until the fouls to get free throws, and then they end up pulling away. Mm-hmm. Edey's a monster. He's really tough to guard. I think we have the size to defend him. Fletcher Lawyer killed us from the outside. He's actually on a huge decline the last couple weeks. I was listening to a local sports radio show on a drive home recently, the Sports Rush, and he was talking about Fletcher Lawyer, Fort Wayne kid, if you didn't know. Struggling, plays good defense, but was struggling shooting the ball, so he lost some rotational minutes. But when Duke has all of their scholarship players available to play, they've only played 18 games together this year of the, 34 games that they played. Okay. You know what their record in those 18 games were?
17-1.
17-1.
You can't teach me up for that.
I really teach you up for that. Yeah. I failed on that. Yeah. But that, to me, the way they're playing, they're one of the hottest teams, winners of 9 straight now with, securing the ACC championship. Okay. I think they should have been a 3 seed. I'm not going to be mad about the 5 seed because I think we have very lucrative path to the Final Four.
I can see it. I'm not going to go with it. I'm going to go with a Louisiana upset in round 2. Got Louisiana beating Tennessee.
Man, I'm telling you what, I would love.
I have coming down to the final of the East. I've got Purdue, Michigan State. Michigan State isn't good enough to be there, but I can't bet against Izzo.
I like Duke, Michigan State in the Elite Eight.
I'd be fine with that.
So
here's my thing. There's no one in the country that can guard Eddie.
Edey?
Yeah, Zach Edey. There's just no one in the... He is too big.
He is. He's a monster.
And if the rest of that team is shooting well, if you double him, you're done.
Yeah.
Right? And he passes well. And he hits free throws.
Well, he passes well because he's 6 inches taller than the next person head-wise.
Correct.
He's 2 feet taller with his hands above his head, so he can just... There's no contesting his passes.
Yes.
I think, and this may change your mind on picking Tennessee if you haven't submitted your bracket yet, Tennessee has lost their top player for the year.
I didn't pick Tennessee.
You said Tennessee over Duke in the second round.
I said Louisiana. I said I've got Louisiana beating Tennessee.
Okay. Well, that's a good
round 1.
Okay, I misunderstood.
And then I have Louisiana as kind of a Cinderella into the Sweet 16. I think Duke survives Oral Roberts, and I think they're worn out from surviving Oral Roberts, and they lose to Louisiana in a close game.
Okay. So right now I've got...
But that makes it easier for me to take Purdue into the Final Four, which is really hard as an IU fan. But otherwise, I'm in the same boat you are. I'm Michigan State. Duke, I don't want to put Duke in the Final Four. I don't think Duke is a Final Four team this year. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened. If you're talking about 5 seeds, road to the Final, they've got the easiest.
Oh, absolutely they do.
Road to the Final Four. There's no one in that bracket.
So what top 5 team, in your opinion, has the hardest road to the Final Four? The hardest one. So we got 5 in the
5 seed
no, I'm saying no. I'm 5 seeder. Well, no, just 5 seed in general.
Oh.
So who do we got? We got in the
St. Mary's by far.
Which bracket are they in?
They're in the West against VCU.
Oh yeah, they're done.
I mean, that to me is my 5.
Are you taking VCU over St. Mary's?
I'm taking VCU in the Sweet 16.
So when we made our picks last week, when we did the LinkedIn episode, that actually got pushed to next week.
Yeah.
Because we didn't get a chance to edit it.
Sure.
My bad. I'm going to take responsibility for that.
Good for you.
I told you that Gonzaga was going to beat St. Mary's.
You did.
What I didn't realize was the game was that night.
The game was that night?
It was that night. I thought it was Friday or Saturday, not Tuesday.
Gotcha.
Gonzaga throttled St. Mary's. Like, it wasn't even fun to watch.
No, I think it was like 30-point win or something. It was
bad. I think it was closer to 20 at the end of the day.
Okay.
But for the most of the part, Gonzaga was just destroying them, which I loved. I want to see Gonzaga win a national championship.
I would like to see
them. I want to see them actually play a tougher schedule because, granted, they've gotten to the...
Here's the problem. They play a tough schedule usually at the beginning of the year.
They play usually, you're right, at the beginning of the year.
But then they have to play conference.
Right. What I'm saying, they've made it to the Final Four, the National Championship game, the Elite Eight several times.
Yep.
But they don't have the big game atmosphere late in the season to help them propel them to the next level.
Gotcha.
If you look at the Big Five conference, or the Big Four, Big Ten, SEC, Big 12, Pac-12, those teams have, when it comes down to the nitty-gritty in March, when March starts, those teams have a much tougher road to get to where they need to be.
There's not a cupcake.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure Gonzaga's played in it's the WCC, not the WAC.
Correct.
I think they've played in the championship game like 20-plus years in a row.
That's crazy.
Like, that's the only team to do it. They need to adjust.
So, in the West, could you see an Elite Eight game of St. Mary's Gonzaga?
No, absolutely not.
You don't think St. Mary's could survive VCU, the winner of UConn-Iona, possibly in Arkansas or Kansas?
No, I do not.
Okay.
I like Kansas versus Gonzaga in that. I would love to see a fourth game.
Okay.
But it's not going to happen.
Okay.
It's not. I would not be surprised if VC took out St. Mary's right away. I think
I can see it.
Especially,
that's my pick.
Especially after getting beat that bad, they're going to be a little discouraged. And I think VCU, is going to come out blazing thunder. So what are your thoughts on the viewing of the games now in the last 10, 15 years versus when we were in college and high school?
Meaning?
So when we were in college and high school, we would be able to watch the game on CBS.
Correct.
That was it.
Yes.
Now we would get it on CBS, TBS, TNT, and True TV.
Correct.
First weekend only, maybe. I don't know how long.
No, it's the whole tournament.
No, it's just the first two. It's the first 2 weekends. You can't watch True TV. I don't think for the Elite Eight on.
No, I think it's on TBS or TNT
or CBS, TNT.
Yeah.
How do you feel on that? Like, do you like that you can watch more games? Do you hate that you can?
Well, I think that should take us into this episode.
Well, I was trying to tee you up.
Of What's Grinding.
I was trying to tee you up.
I think that's what we should do.
All right.
Welcome to this week's episode of What's Grinding Green. Turner Broadcasting. They have the monopoly on the NCAA tournament, right? I miss the old days of CBS. I liked being able to watch it on CBS. I love still having CBS. I don't have cable. I'm cheap. I don't want to pay for cable all year long, right? But I can't watch all of these games. I can't even watch the first 4 because it's on True TV, right? Give me an option. I can stream for about 3 hours on NCAA.com, and then it shuts me off, right? So, give me an a la carte option, right? I would gladly pay $20 or $30 to the NCAA to allow me to stream through their app or their TV app all of the games, right? Right? You're not going to get me to watch these games. I'm not going to buy cable, right? You're not going to lose cable audience. The people who already have YouTube TV, Sling TV, and all that, they already have those services, right? Just give me another option. Give me, the person who doesn't want to go sit at a bar or doesn't want to have to try and beg a friend or another friend to get with and log in with them and be sitting them. That guy. Give me another option. So, NCAA, what's it going to be? Moving forward, give us a streaming option.
Yeah, so, all right, I love where you're at. Okay. And we've talked, we talk ad nauseum about this because this goes across sport in general.
Yes.
Blackouts is a crock of shit. Mm-hmm. Like, allow people who don't go to games to pay something to watch the games.
Yes.
Because,
it's additional revenue.
Yes.
When it boils down to it. You're not going to lose. No one, if I'm going to a baseball game, I'm going to a baseball game. Right? If I'm not, I'm not.
Right.
But let me pay to watch it.
Okay, so
I like with this, I like the fact that we get to see all of the games.
Right. And because I subscribe to YouTube TV, we watch them.
We watch
them. So we're very fortunate.
Correct.
Which is great. I hate, and I'm going to tail off the NCAA a little bit.
Okay.
MLB TV.
Yes.
You pay how much roughly a year for MLB TV?
$130 for the season.
Now that the Yankees, your team, are going to play every single team.
Correct.
In baseball.
Yes.
There are 10 series minimum that you don't get to watch anymore. You can't watch any AL series.
Huh?
You can't watch. Well,
yes, I lose the Cincinnati games
and Chicago games.
The two Chicago teams, and Detroit. That's it.
Now you're going to lose Milwaukee.
Nope, Milwaukee's fine.
Is it?
Yes. The only markets that I'm blacked out in: Chicago, Detroit, and Cincinnati. Oh. And we're planning to go to Cincinnati for that series this year.
Are you going to go to all? Or just one game, I assume.
Probably just one game.
But anyway, we're digressing.
Yeah.
Would you pay? You pay what? What did you say?
130-ish.
Would you pay $150?
Yes.
$200?
Yes.
To see every Yankees game regardless?
Correct.
I would pay that to watch the Cubs play.
Yes.
That'd be a waste of money for me.
Yes.
Because they cannot field the team properly anymore.
That's correct.
But I want to be able to watch all the games.
Here's my thing. I want to have the option.
Exactly.
Like, I truly try to catch 130 of the 162 games
at
a
some
year.
point.
Maybe
point. Not start to finish.
Yes.
But at some point.
And if it's let's say it's on a Saturday and I'm working at the restaurant and they play a day game, I'll come home and I'll watch the whole game Saturday night.
Right, because you can watch them on replay.
I can watch it on replay.
Right. So back to the NCAA.
Yes.
Okay, so there's I don't know the math. How many games are played? How many games are played in the NCAA tournament? First four.
60. Oh, first four?
So it's 100. So it's 64.
It's 63 games
plus the four. So 67.
Yes.
Okay. What would you pay to be able to watch every single game?
I'd probably pay up to $50.
That would be
20 to 30 would be where I'd want to be. But if you said $39.99 or $49.99,
and you do it,
and you can stream every single game of the tournament, you just have to download an app. You can watch it, and give me, again, I want the flexibility that I can watch it on my TV.
Right.
And I know NCAA has an app that you can do that with.
Right.
So, it makes it's just extra flipping money. This is a business. Allow it to make money.
I don't have to because I can get all the games.
Correct.
Because I've got the platforms. But for those people who don't have cable, those people who don't want cable, because, let's be honest, on cable TV, when we had cable at my parents' house growing up, I probably watched 8 channels of the 100 channels. My dad probably watched 5 channels. My mom probably watched 3 channels. My sister didn't watch TV, but yet we paid so that we could get the certain channels that we wanted to watch.
Correct.
I guarantee you there are plenty of people out there who would pay that $30, $40, $50 a month or for
one time fee
for the 3 weeks.
Pay-per-view fight.
And they would be able to make hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Correct.
I don't know if it would be in the millions. My guess would be yes.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Here's the thing. People are going to watch the games.
Yes.
It's what cannibalizes what, right? So for me, my option is either to have you log in and be with me watching the game or be at your house watching the game.
Nothing wrong with either of those.
No. Go to a bar.
God, then you're out.
Right?
$200, $300.
Or end up buying a cable TV package of some sort,
right?
Whatever it may be, internet-based or not.
Well, it sucks
in order to have more channels than I'll ever watch just to watch this, right?
I mean,
where is my cannibalism? You're going to take me from the bar, right? Realistically, my option is we're not together. The bar is the best option.
Beat Up's rail.
Correct.
15 years ago, we would go up on Thursday to B-Dub with our old softball buddies.
Yep. And
we would be there from noon to 6.
I usually got there at 11 to get us tables.
And then we'd miss the evening games because we were too drunk.
Yes.
I mean, we watched them, but we don't.
We were there, yes.
Right.
But it was all downhill.
Oh, absolutely, it's all downhill. So, do you go ahead and buy YouTube TV for a month probably 2 months for $30, $40? I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. I don't think it's contract, but I bet Sling and YouTube see a spike in their revenue
during this time
of year, and then it cuts right back down.
I could see that.
But It is what it is. I'm going to keep subscribing to YouTube TV. You people over there at Google. Hey, if you want to throw me a bone, throw me a bone. But that's where I'm at. I'm all right. We watch a lot of the shit on there. Yeah. I love it. So, well, So who do you have? We haven't said this. Who do you have winning the whole thing?
In this bracket that I filled out on CBS, I went with Houston.
Okay, so
you got Houston over Alabama. My final four: Alabama, Purdue, Houston, and UCLA.
I'm gonna give you my heart, then I'm gonna give you my head.
Okay.
My brain on that.
Yep.
My heart says Duke. I think they have, of all the teams in the tournament, they have the easiest road to the Final Four. Top to bottom, easiest road.
Yeah.
Anything coming out of the East is probably going to be...
No one scares me in the East, other than Purdue.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the toughest game.
So my heart says Duke, because that's where my loyalties lie. Mm-hmm. I bleed blue. But my head, I like Alabama. I really do.
Okay.
They're a very dynamic team. They play a fast-paced game. They can beat you, in transition. They can beat you in a set. So I do think with my brain, which I don't think can use that very often. No. My wife can testify to that.
Yes.
I think Alabama brings home their first natty.
Okay. I wouldn't be. That was a toss-up game for me when like I said, I've got Alabama in the championship game. So, I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. I look at the South, and again, no one screams at me in the South other than Alabama. Alabama screams coming out of the South.
Arizona screams at me, but not as loud as Alabama.
The Midwest.
There's a lot of teams that can
I see 4 teams in the Midwest.
Okay, I got Houston, Texas.
Houston, Miami, Texas, and Xavier.
Here, I'll do one. I got most of those, but instead of Miami, I would say IU can go on a run.
IU definitely can go on a run.
I think
IU could come out of that bracket, especially if we see an Auburn upset of Iowa and Auburn pulls it off against Houston.
Yep.
I don't think Iowa again. I think the problem is the Big Ten can't challenge some of these other teams.
You know why? And this is my philosophy. This is my theory on why that is.
Because the Big Ten plays basketball.
Here's the thing. In
old school basketball.
They play old school basketball. They play physical. They play Big Ten is smash mouth sport.
Yes.
And if you look at across the board, the other conferences, it's more finesse.
Correct.
And the referees have adjusted their calls to tailor the finesse because that's where 80% of the games are played.
Correct.
IU historically gets into a lot, or not IU, but the Big Ten gets historically into a lot of foul trouble early in the game.
Yes.
Because they're used to being able to
play basketball.
Yes.
Yeah, play old school basketball. Yes.
For lack of a better term.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. Absolutely. So that's why you haven't seen a Big Ten champion since Michigan State won in 2000.
Yeah.
However, there is a school in the Big Ten who's won a national championship since then.
In basketball?
Yeah. They weren't in the Big Ten at that point, obviously.
Maryland?
Yeah. They won in 2001. I'm pretty sure they beat IU in the national championship.
I remember that.
I don't know if that was...
College.
I don't know if that was... They beat IU in the Final Four, if they beat IU in the national championship game. I don't remember.
Yeah.
My brain doesn't go back there.
Looking at the Midwest... the West...
There's like 4 teams out of that. Kansas could do it.
Kansas.
Gonzaga could do it.
Yep.
UCLA could do it. I think that... maybe just 3. Probably just those 3.
Yeah, I don't see any other. Yeah. But any of those 3 could come out of it. It wouldn't surprise me.
I'm going Alabama to win it all.
Okay. I like it.
I'm probably going to do multiple brackets and have Duke in there in one. Just
of course. To make yourself feel better.
I know. So, all right. So, let's go. Let's roll into trivia. Or not trivia. Let's roll into our bold predictions.
All right. So, again, we're filming this on Wednesday. Hopefully, it can get published before the tip-off of the Thursday games. We'll see. My lock of the week is Xavier over Kennesaw State. I wanted something easy. That's what it's a lock.
It's a lock.
It's going to happen. It's a lock.
It is. So I'm going to take mine up a notch a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm going to say Marquette gets to the Sweet 16.
Okay.
So they win both games this weekend to get to the round of 16.
I like it. Dark horse of the week.
Oh, I failed on this one.
I don't know where you put that. You put it up literally where the dark horse is.
I know.
So I'm going to go ahead and remove that from there.
Nope, it's all right. I don't even see it on here anymore.
Hang on a second. I'm going to pull it down. My dark horse.
I got you. I see it.
Yeah.
You just go ahead and go your dark horse.
My dark horse is a 15-2 upset. I am going to take Princeton over Arizona. I feel pretty confident about this one.
Bold.
I know, it doesn't happen a lot. I mean, the 15s have won, like 6 or 7 games in the tournament history? It's not a lot.
So the two that I remember the most, 15 over 2, is you remember Kenyon Martin at Cincinnati?
Mm-hmm.
He shattered his leg in the whatever conference championship that they were in at that time.
Mm-hmm.
They were then put on a 2 seed. They ended up getting beat.
Okay, yes. Yep, I remember.
And the other one I remember breaks my heart because I want to say it was Hampton over Duke. I can't remember if it was Hampton, but Duke lost as a 2 seed once.
Yeah, I think it was.
I'm pretty sure it was Hampton.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
So my dark horse is actually NC State beating Creighton.
11-6.
11-6.
Okay.
If NC State's 2 guards can get out, I mean their 2 guards can shoot Steph Curry like whenever, wherever, splash.
Okay.
They got DJ Bates, who is going to be a good post. He's going to be hard for Creighton to guard in the post.
Yep.
And then I don't remember their wing can shoot too. So they've got 4 people that can put up 15, 20 points easily.
Things I can't do.
All right, trivia time.
60 degrees
All right.
and 40-mile-an-hour winds.
Me first, you first.
Go for it.
Or 35.
From 1964 to 73, UCLA won the championship every year except for one. 1966. Who won the championship that year?
So, based on my limited knowledge of the 60s, because I was not alive then, I want to say it was IU, because I know they won a lot in the 60s and 70s.
No.
So I would say IU, but 60s.
They made a movie about
What are you guys
this.
doing? Oh, we're walking into dry dock.
Oh, that's easy. That was Texas Southern.
Why you gotta rub it in my face?
Correct.
They beat Kentucky. First of all. So the movie actually portrays it very incorrectly.
I've never seen the movie.
Oh, Glory Road, phenomenal movie. The movie portrays it as 5 black freshmen go in and win. But they weren't freshmen.
Okay.
They were a mixture of underclassmen
and
and upperclassmen, but they did beat Kentucky, but they were not all freshmen.
What is Texas Southern's name now?
UTEP?
UTEP. University of Texas El Paso.
Yep. But there is still a Texas Southern.
Is there?
There is still a Texas Southern. But
Right.
yeah. Oh, man, I forgot to figure out. Okay. So mine, only 3 men can claim national championships as a player and a coach. Who are they? I think that you should get... You're going to know who 2 of them are for sure.
Okay.
But the 3rd one, I have no idea who he is. But the school does, will ring true.
A player and a coach.
Mm-hmm. So, like, John Shire just won the ACC tournament for Duke.
Correct.
He won as a player and a coach.
Yeah.
So it's the same concept, just for a natty.
Gotcha.
And 2 of the 3 are blue bloods, schools, and the other one is not.
Okay. Did Wooden win as a player?
He didn't. He did not.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give you the one you're not gonna get.
Okay.
Joe B. Hall,
I have no idea.
Kentucky.
Okay.
So he won as a player at Kentucky and as a coach at Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the other 2,
Go ahead. I'm not going to get them.
all right, I'm gonna give you some hints.
Okay.
The first one played at Ohio State,
Okay.
won in the Big Ten as a coach.
I have no idea.
Bobby Knight?
Played at West Point.
No, he didn't. He coached at West Point.
Okay.
He played at Ohio State.
Okay. They won a national championship.
Ohio State won it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right.
The other one played at Kansas.
Okay.
Coached at North Carolina. North Carolina's gym is named after him.
Dean Smith?
It is Dean Smith, the Dean Dome.
Wow.
So when I first saw Kansas and North Carolina,
yeah,
I wasn't sure if it was going to be.
Bill Self?
No, Bill Self was at Kansas, and where was he before?
Roy Williams.
Yeah, Illinois. He was at Illinois.
Yeah,
but
Illinois.
Roy Williams was who I was thinking when I saw
Okay.
Kansas and North Carolina, because Roy won a natty at Kansas. He also won a natty at North Carolina.
Yeah.
But he did not win as a player at North Carolina.
Interesting.
So, food for thought. Food for thought.
So, well, hey, that's going to wrap us up this week. If you like what you see, you want to help us build our community, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and ding
Instead of the bell, can we get like a basketball being dunked for March Madness?
the basketball that's being dunked on that. Follow us on TikTok at Greeny N, the letter N, the Goose. You know what? And that's just going to wrap up another show.
Thanks for flying with us.